I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. I don't know where to really start or how to do this type of vlogging thing, but I wanted to share with people why we started looking for somewhere else to live besides Saskatchewan in Canada. So I want to take you on the journey of where we've been so far and decisions we've made and what we've come to. And I guess I should start by introducing myself. My name is Candace. I am married to my high school sweetheart, Derek. We have two teenage kids, one boy, one girl. And shortly after COVID, we decided that we were going to go to Florida for a holiday. So this is about February 2022, I believe it was. COVID, we've been locked in the house for quite some time, those 3 years or so. And we had decided, okay, it's time, we're going out, we're going to go to Florida, we're going to do Disney World, all that sort of good stuff. So, leaving on an airplane after COVID was a freaking scary nightmare. Thinking you had to wear N95 masks and oh, what an ordeal. But we finally got there to the land of sunshine where it was super nice and warm compared to February weather in Saskatchewan. Because if you're from Canada or up north, you know that it can be freezing cold, minus 40, minus 30, who knows what it is. So we got to Florida. We did the whole Florida thing. And we were there for 2 weeks when we were down there. And I remember thinking to myself, man, this is nice to have sun, to have my toes in the sand. We visited, I think it was called like Cocoa Beach or something, and Clearwater Beach while we were down there. We drove through like Tampa and then we went the other way or something. And just walking in the nice sand and being able to sit there and hear the ocean and everything like that. And knowing you had to go back to cold weather, I'm not going to lie, for me personally, totally sucked. I am not a winter person and I don't enjoy winter very much at all. I have Raynaud's and it freezes my fingers and my toes really bad. So it was a very welcome change to have the nice weather. While we were down there, I started to think like, why don't we live like this? Why don't we live somewhere that's warmer? Why do I have to live in freezing cold? Do I have to live in freezing cold? Like, I shouldn't have to live in freezing cold. So I'm like, okay, I think I need a new plan. And after we got back, I said to my husband, I'll give you 8 years. 8 years is still a long time if you ask me, but I'll give you 8 years and I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm not doing cold weather anymore. I'm not doing this. But the kids do go to school. And growing up, I moved a lot of schools. And I didn't want the kids to have to move schools as much as I did. So my self-promise to myself or whatever was that I wouldn't move them or change them schools. So that's the decision of why we chose to stay, or I said for another 8 years, was to stay like that. So 8 years would take them out of high school and give them time to maybe think about what they want to do and everything like that, and they can come with us or they can stay, but they can kind of choose how they want it to go at life. So after we came back from our Florida trip and I proposed the idea to my husband, he was on board and we decided to move on to the next phase of this, I guess you could say, type of thing. Looking into where we go from here. Like, where do you move? So that is what comes next. Where do you move? If you're going to leave Saskatchewan and the freezing cold, where do you go? Do you go to a beach? Do you go to a jungle? Do you go to a smaller town somewhere? Like, do you go somewhere that has hot plus 30 all the time? Do you go somewhere that has -5 and still can wear bunny hugs, some of the time? I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. So the search begins, and that is where we go next.